experience. I benefited from being a member of a rescue team. I saw at first hand the mistakes that could be made, and this in turn made me a more careful mountaineer. This document of my many years of experience in search and rescue may be of some value to those still actively involved in mountain rescue in Scotland. It is, of course, understood that what worked for the Cairngorm Mountain Rescue Team may not be applicable to other teams. I am aware that there may be some sensitive issues raised by my decision to put into print some of the stories of rescues which took place in the past, but for any book to reach a broad spectrum of readers, it has to be interesting. This requires a good deal of detail, rendered as accurately as possible, to take the reader into the rescues and into the minds of the rescuers and rescued alike. To raise the profile of mountain rescue. Mountain rescue in Scotland is the responsibility of the police. Unlike the police, the fire brigade or the ambulance service, it is an emergency service operated by unpaid civilians with limited funding. I was always surprised by the number of casualties whom we rescued who believed that we were a paid service. I believe that in order to obtain and maintain funding, it is necessary to keep mountain rescue in the public eye. One of our most important sources of funding in the past has been the goodwill and generosity of those individuals who have supported our work through donations, fundraising, and legacies. My hope is that readers who share my lifelong love of mountaineering in Scotland will sympathise with my sincere wish to raise public awareness of the volunteer nature of mountain rescue. John Allen, October 2008. Introduction by Sir Chris Bonington. The Cairngorms are a magnificent mountain range lying roughly at the centre of the Scottish Highlands. Within their wide open spaces, 4 of the 5 highest peaks in Britain can be reached on foot in a day. Reached, that is, by physically able and experienced mountaineers. I had one of the best days I have ever had on skis reaching those 4 wonderful summits. They are crossed by several great passes, which, while much lower than the summits, are at a higher level by far than that at which most people will survive comfortably. I have had many great days in the Cairngorms. Back in the 60s, I did some truly enjoyable winter climbs with Tom Patey, that great character of Scottish climbing, who pioneered so many first ascents and celebrated them and his companions in song, verse, and brilliantly witty prose. In the 80s, with Jim Fotheringham, we climbed many of the great classics, among them Steeple and Needle in the Shelterstone Crag in summer, and we had a 24-hour epic on Craig an Dubh, trying to climb Labyrinth in thin conditions. After being turned back just a few feet from the top, we were faced with a terrifying abseil descent in the dark with very poor anchors. More recently, on Parallel Gully B on Loch Nagar with my brother, I had one of the closest calls of all when he fell as second and pulled me off my inadequate axe belay in the upper snow slope, giving a 50-metre clear fall onto the one runner I had put in place on the pitch. Fortunately, it held both our weights, and with broken ribs I managed to climb out of the top. I have never had to be rescued, but have had quite a few close calls over the years. It has made me very aware of how all of us climbers and walkers might well need the help of a mountain rescue team, and indeed may owe our lives to their skill, stamina, and courage. Nowhere more is this the case than in the Cairngorms, where the heights, distances, and ferocity of the weather, particularly in winter, are of a more serious scale than anywhere else in the British Isles. These mountains have a unique beauty which some say is an acquired taste, but which, once gained, is never lost. They are the single malt whisky of landscapes, and have generated a literature which sits comfortably on the long shelves of mountain books from around the world. Cairngorm John, A Life in Mountain Rescue, now joins this amazing library. Newly arrived in the Highlands from Edinburgh with his wife and young family, John Allen was to develop a successful chain of community pharmacies. But when he joined the Cairngorm Mountain Rescue Team in 1972, he truly found his niche.